where people were willing to tell me to my face that they weren't going to vote for a mayor who was brown.
It's Diversity TV, bringing you the Untold Story for the week of November the 5th, 2021, from our studio in River Valley in Edmonton, the fantastic capital city of Alberta in Canada. Hosted by Emi Batoum. Sponsored by Voici Plumbing and Heating, now offering fantastic deals for water heaters and furnaces. Here are the headlines for this week. The mayor and 3 Edmonton City Councillors shared their experiences with racism, leading to a unanimous council vote for administration to work on an anti-racism strategy. This year, Diwali was celebrated on November the 4th, with community leaders joining the celebration to educate us on the Festival of Light. There was an entirely white Edmonton City administration leadership team with no racism experiences qualified to lead an anti-racism drive? Now, the news in detail.
What might not feel like as terrible incidents, but I mean, I can think about, unfortunately, not many, but enough doors this election where people were willing to tell me to my face that they weren't going to vote for a mayor who was brown. And that people actually felt comfortable telling me that.
Segment 1. Mayor Sohi and 3 councillors, Andrew Plank, Karen Tam, and Aaron Paquet, shared their own experiences with racism directly and indirectly before councils unanimously voted to direct administration to work on an anti-racism strategy and report by February 2022.
And they didn't think much of it. And so, again, recognizing that was by far and away the minority of people, a very, 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 very small percentage of people. But the fact that some people are even willing to say that out loud to somebody at their door shows just the sheer amount of challenge this issue creates and how to properly address this. Because there's obviously something that has been built into those individuals' lives over the years that they've come to that point, that they feel for whatever reason that they couldn't vote for someone like that. And it's hard to respond to that at the door. Yet you have to, because you can't just let that go unacknowledged, but you want to try to find a way to see if you can make a breakthrough with that person. So my first reaction wasn't that, I can't believe you would say that, you are a terrible person, I'm leaving right now. It was, how do you try to make a connection and uncover what has got that person to that point?
We are the survivors of residential school. We are the survivors of legislation intentionally drafted to destroy our communities and our culture. I am a descendant of those who literally fought for their right to exist. And in fact, I've had family members die and murdered as a result of some of these attitudes in our streets in Edmonton and also in Calgary. So on a personal note, I'm really grateful for this motion.
I guess that is something I've also kind of heard on the campaign trail, comments on both sides. Both, this is not an issue, you've placed too much emphasis on it, or the other way around, how do we protect our hijab-wearing sisters and women and girls so that they can do the everyday things that we all can do, like waiting for the bus or going grocery shopping. So I am very heartened by this motion. Partly, I've watched the city over the years jumpstart many initiatives, but this is really the first time I've seen a bit of a comprehensive strategy citywide. And there's a number of things that I want to touch on that I am hopeful that, over the next many months that these discussions will touch on. I think racism and hate is incredibly complex, and every community experiences in very different ways. Anti-Asian racism, for example, looks very, very different from anti-Black or anti-Indigenous racism. And there's also the issue of lateral violence and racism, which I myself have experienced as well.
I do want to share an incident with you that happened about a month before the election. I was door knocking in Millwoods, and this gentleman whose door I knocked on came out. First of all, they refused to acknowledge me, and I gave him my elbow shake, and he right away told me that he refuses to be touched. And then he had something to say about my past party affiliation. That was fair game. That is okay, right? Then he started questioning my commitment to this city and my ethnicity and my culture and how terrible it would be to have someone like me be in the mayor's seat. I kept my brave face. I've been here for 40 years and I've been through worse things in my life. And I thought I could handle this. I went home. All of a sudden, it struck me. It struck me that if instead of me at that door, if there was a racialized woman or a hijabi woman or someone else interacting with that person, how would they feel? How would they feel to be discouraged to be part of this community and contribute to make this city a better place? And that is the experience of many, many people in our city. And that is the reason that I brought it forward. And I'm touched by many comments from council members. And we're going to have very healthy conversations around this. When I think about anti-racism work, I don't focus much on punishment. I don't focus much on, yes, you need to hold people accountable. But we also need to bring people together with us. As Councillor Nack was mentioning, that person probably, who thought that way, felt that he has license to talk that way. But how do you bring that person along on this journey that we build a society, a compassionate Edmonton for all of us? So this is a very important work. But racism is also intersecting. You cannot tackle it by tackling it alone. You need to tackle issues around poverty. You need to tackle issues around trauma. And you need to tackle issues of colonization that Indigenous communities have faced for centuries, and issues around lack of housing and all those things that we will be tackling as a community. So I really I hope that all of us will be able to support this motion, and I look forward to the report from administration on actionable things, but also long-term strategy that we continue to move path on this journey together.
Administration work with the Anti-Racism Advisory Committee and the BIPOC community in a collaborative decision-making way to develop actionable items and a comprehensive strategy on anti-racism that addresses hate-based violence and supports for communities experience hate and violence, champion anti-racist and anti-violence initiatives to the provincial and federal governments to secure resources and support, and advocating for legislative tools, and to work with partners to support and amplify anti-racist initiatives and responses. The due date for this report back from administration is February 2022.
Segment 2. Fashion and Beauty Time on Diversity TV. Finding beauty products for darker skin types is like finding a fallen grain of sand on a beach. Hear from Dr. Bobda, the man that has invested his pharmacological expertise to fix that problem.
The acne problem, you have to think to solve the inflammation problem on the skin. That's why we use the chamomile extract on the cleansing lotion, try to clean deeply and start solving the problem of inflammation on the skin. Then we have to balance the pH. We know that the pH is really important of the skin health. If you have an unbalanced pH, you more likely have some bacterial infection, yeast infection due to the pH. So this botanical toner with tamarindo extracts is there to balance the pH, give a deep cleaning on your face, opening the pores so that all the active ingredient from the other product will go deeply to the derma. Then secondly, the magic product, this is a vitamin C. We all know that the vitamin C is one of the potent antioxidants that the mother nature gifted us. Yeah, so we added the hyaluronic acid in there. We also added the go-to color. The go-to color help to increase the blood flow under the derma so that the oxygen, bring more oxygen into the skin and more life into the skin. That's what this do. And also a potent anti-inflammatory and also bacteriostatic. What does that mean? Bacteriostatic means blocking the bacteria to grow, because one of the components of the acne in certain people is bacterial infection. So this does block the bacteria to grow and give the chance to our immune system to completely destroy those bacteria and win the infection. So we can clear the acne definitely. Of course, after bringing all those active ingredients into the skin needs to be moisturized. Bring more water on the skin. The skin needs to be, to breathe. And to do that, this is what we formulated at our 24-hour daily cream. You apply on the skin, and it brings more moisture, more active ingredient like blueberry extract, pomegranate extract. Those are anti-aging products and it's wonderful product. What I'm going to say is that this is a whole family product, right? All a natural ingredient we use, and one of the things that all the products are made in Canada.
Segment 3. In business news this week, Black Canadian Women in Action, BCW, launched the Ecosystem Program on October 29, 2021. The Ecosystem Fund is part of the Black Entrepreneurship Program, which aims at supporting Black entrepreneurs and businesses to grow their businesses in Canada.
Black Canadian Business in Action, and as it is also an entity of BCW, we bring together Black entrepreneurs and professionals by providing business workshops, seminars, and network mixers, giving them a platform to grow personally and professionally while empowering our entrepreneur and business owners. I think as mentioned earlier, the government of Canada through Black Entrepreneur Program funded BCW for the Black entrepreneurship ecosystem to empower Black entrepreneurs and business owners. As part of the BEP, BCB falls under the ecosystem component with chapters in Calgary and another one coming soon to Saskatchewan. We have our offices here in Edmonton, Calgary, and we're opening one of our offices again in Saskatchewan soon.
It's really amazing because the solution is there, but yet ignored, right? And it may also be that because there's no formal, research, documented, evidence, around that. But right now, there's that opportunity. You can see the evidence all over the place. All the criticism that went through to Dr. Henshaw was based on a lot of research, and all that this may not work. I've not heard anybody saying this will not work, but it's a gamble that the government has taken. Let's hope, cross our fingers, that gamble is not going to result into, something. So I don't know. I think looking at the future, I'm actually more interested in what are we going to do, right? Going forward. We can't look back anymore, but what are we doing going forward to set the stage, for success, to prevent something like this from happening in future? I think that's where I see where we should put our efforts, right? To make sure that, communities are safe.
Some oboe on stricter COVID and our people. So now, let me ask you, have you taken the COVID-19 vaccine? If yes, what made you take it? But if no, why not? Segment 5. What do we have for Diversity TV International News? The world gathers in Glasgow in the United Kingdom to seek solutions to our changing climate. While poverty is the biggest problem developing countries face, deforestation, hurricanes, and tornadoes have increased in frequency in other parts of the world. So far, the conference COP26 Climate Summit has been able to agree to curb deforestation and reduce methane emissions, one of the greenhouse gases that causes climate change. Segment 6. What do we have for food this week? This week, we took a dive into the delicious, natural, locally made, locally sourced, royal tiso pepper sauce. It's in mild, hot, and extra hot flavors for the pepper eaters and non-pepper eaters due to the positive impact it has on food.
And so many other
Hear from the founders and a passionate customer.
From the bottom of my heart.
Hi, my name is Queen. With my husband Felix. We are co-owners of a product of a business called QF Services, and at the meantime, we do produce this delicious hot pepper sauce called Royal Tiso. Royal Tiso is a product made from love. Yeah, it's a long story. When I met my husband, he was a picky eater, so I started trying different things, trying different spices, something to make him eat. So I came up with Royal Tiso. Royal Tiso is sold across major cities in Canada, like we are in Calgary, Edmonton, Quebec, Ottawa. We also have it sold in Houston in the US. And also we have our online presence on Facebook, Instagram. We have an online website where you can also get a product from. Major farmers market, Airdrie Farmers Market, Best Buy Farmers Market. And we hope to really go across the nation with this product. Royal Tiso on every table. That's our dream. It has 3 flavors: mild, hot, and extra hot.
This is a happy customer for Royal Tiso. So
this is really good stuff. I put it on chicken twice now and put it on a hamburger. It's got great flavor, got some great little heat to it. I enjoyed it very much.
Segment 7. What do we have for community announcements this week? Get to know some of the programs offered by Solomon College in Edmonton? Please contact 780-431-1515 or info@solomoncollege.ca.
and I'm here today to talk to you about 3 employment programs that Solomon College delivers. The first is our Connections to Employment program, which focuses on preparing newcomers to work in the retail sector. Secondly, we have our Food Service Supervisor Preparation Program, which supports newcomers to develop skills to work in the food services sector. And our final employment training program is our Quest Key Workplace Essential Skills Training Program, which is designed to help newcomers build warehouse technology skills to work in the warehousing sector.
Diwali is one of the biggest festivals celebrated by Hindus all around the globe. The Festival of Lights signifies peace and joy, the victory of good over evil, and light over darkness every day. We invited some community leaders from the Hindu Cultural Society of Fort McMurray to tell us more.
Diwali is a day celebrated for different reasons for different regions in India. But in a whole, we can say that it's a trump over evil, or we can say it's a light. When light comes when it is a darkness. Yeah, it's a victory over bad things.
So in different parts of India, Diwali is celebrated for different reasons. So in northern parts of India, they mostly celebrate for a whole 5 days, whereas in the south, we celebrate just 2 days. So it just depends on where you're from. But overall, it means that the lightness is winning over the darkness, and we're winning over evil.
For most of the people who live on north side of India, it's the New Year for them. Like after the victory, the New Year comes for them. For the south part of the India, it is not the New Year, but still that's the biggest festival for us, because it was a victory over a demon who was destroying the world. So we believe that God killed him on that day.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so we celebrate that, and then welcoming the victory and celebrating the victory, we decorate the whole house with colors and lights, and we clean every single part of the house.
Yeah,
everything, and bring new clothes, and we make a lot of special dishes like sweets and savories. And we invite people to celebrate it, and we give on that day like money, and we donate things on that day as well.
Just use fireworks and things to celebrate Diwali as well. Here in Canada, it's harder to get fireworks, so we usually at home we celebrate with sparklers a lot and put lamps everywhere. They're called diyas. And so we put those all around the house and have lights everywhere. All the lights are usually on, and we take showers in the morning with oil, and most people do prayers that day too. And yeah, that's how we celebrate.
Yeah, the name itself, the Diwali means diya. Diya is the lamp, and Ali means light. So it's the light from the lamps.
Hello, everybody. I'm MLA Rod Loyola, and I want to thank Diversity TV for giving me this opportunity to wish you all a very happy Diwali. This is a time of year we celebrate light over darkness, and intellect and education over ignorance, and so many other beautiful aspects of life. And to all of you, I wish you from the bottom of my heart an open mind, an open heart, so that we can all build a better Alberta together. Once again, happy Diwali.
On November the 2nd, Mexicans across the world celebrated the Day of the Dead. This is a holiday celebrated from October 31st through November the 2nd. So many celebrations took place in Edmonton. The Day of the Dead is an indigenous version of the Catholic feast of All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, but portrayed as a holiday of joyful celebration rather than mourning. This is all we had for you this week. Thank you for watching Diversity TV Community Newscast. Be the first to get our newscast as it happens. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification on our Diversity TV YouTube channel. We are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. Our website is www.diversitymag.ca. See you next week, because when it's Friday, it's your newscast from Diversity TV.